Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super not funny show reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing the season one. Oh, God damn it. All right, one, two, three. And today we're going to be reviewing season one of hopefully many more of The Afterparty, coming to you from Apple TV Plus. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? The Afterparty is a I hope it's not a limited series, but it's an 8 episode series on Apple TV Plus, um, basically about people from a high school reunion who go to an after party, and then there's a murder, and trying to find out who done it. It's a good. That's right. It's a good old murder mystery in a house. Kind of. It's not quite Clue, but not quite not Clue. But it's also very much a comedy. Um, so it's a lot lighter than you would expect for something that's about somebody who plummets to his death. uh, Person in question, played by Dave Franco's name Xavier, who by all accounts is a douchebag, but also a famous douchebag. And at his house, he falls to his death down a cliff, and somebody did it. And to get to the bottom of that mystery is Tiffany Haddish, who plays Detective Danner, and she's got a Columbo-like nose for bullshit, I guess you could say, and she wants to get to the bottom of it. And she's on a time, she's on a ticking clock because somebody from LAPD is coming out to actually handle the case, and she's just supposed to be sitting on everything until they could get them out, that person out there. But not to be deterred, she decides to pretend like it's her case and go around and do her detective Columbo thing. Okay, so if that's the setup, sounds pretty run of the mill, right? Not really much to talk about, and yet this show is pretty awesome. It's actually pretty great, and because of how they choose to tell this story. The story is not just episode after episode asking questions, but it is in fact told from different perspectives. The night told from different perspectives, and in the way of doing the different perspectives, in fact, what we get is different styles of of episodes, in the sense that different kinds of movies are represented. So, for instance, there's a romantic comedy for the first episode, but we also get like a Fast and Furious, Gone in 60 Seconds style action movie for the second. And then we also, for the third one, we get a musical. And the fourth one is sort of like, a psychological thriller. And then there's even the high school movie, and as an animated, and then the police movie. And at the very end, like a kid, like a kid's point of view movie. There's all these are represented, and it's done so beautifully, in the sense that the directors of these episodes intentionally sort of ape the style of the genre, down to camera angles and lighting and how they frame the pictures and everything, even the way people talk. And this is supposed to represent the different recollections of different people and how they actually, in their mind, they saw things playing out. And even going down to like the police one, where it's really more of a backstory about the detective Danner herself, it really does feel like one of those '90s cop cops shows or cop dramas or whatnot. It's the fact that this was intentional. It's a beautiful thing, especially if you are a fan of, or you are a if you are a student of or fan of film, or any of even genre film. It really kind of hits all those things, and you start you notice them. You notice the way they're intentionally telling stories this way, and the switching up actually just keeps everything fresh. And I like, in addition to that, all the characters are in some ways nutty and ridiculous in their own little ways, especially the ones who get to tell their own little stories. I loved, like I just kind of loved how, uh, everyone's view of what was happening was just slightly off a little bit, slightly skewed. And some things that people thought happened in one area were, were completely misinterpreted or whatever. It's a lot of like a game of telephone or whatever. Of course, we do have some main characters. So we have Sam Richardson playing Anik, who is, I guess you could say, the POV character for this show, who's clearly looks like he's probably the one that killed this guy, but he swears he didn't. And is trying to do his own little bit of detective work because he designs escape rooms. So maybe he could be a detective or something like that. And his friend Jasper trying to help him out. It's and there's in many ways just being very funny about how they go about this awkward, funny, weird. He's trying to reconnect with a high school crush that didn't quite work out, and everyone seems to be sort of like at this reunion trying to in some way make up for or fix or whatever something that happened in the past, and in a way they all sort of have a reason for wanting potentially to kill this guy. um, and at the end of it, it's like I said, quite funny. uh, there's a lot of, I think the character building is very very good. Everyone's not quite what they seem in in good and bad ways. The situations are not quite always what they seem, and we kind of get a fuller picture of everything. And in a way, like I said, Anik seems to be the POV character, but really Detective Danner is the POV character. Pretty much like in Knives Out, how the detective really was the POV character. Every time she learned something, we learn a little bit more about each of these characters and try to help piece it all together. Let me say, the final episode is really, it really brings it all together. That it starts out with the kid point of view movie uh, framing, and to the point where we even see Muppets and whatever in there because a little kid, they're just kind of in their own little world, but still very observant enough to actually help bring the case together. And then of course we get the whole scene where the detective brings everyone together, lays out the evidence, and points a finger at somebody. And the killer's revealed, which, and it's not, because there's not a ton of people, and it's not, the person who was revealed isn't exactly hard to believe that that's the person that did it, and that the motivations were good or any of that. Um, Not entirely unexpected, but a good mystery nonetheless, and the way it all comes together. And I want to specifically shout out Tiffany Haddish on this one because, man, she was so good as Detective Danner. Just sort of ingratiating, probing, with questions, funny. I just, she was just doing her thing, and I was so enjoyable. I loved the way I would absolutely watch 10 more seasons of this, of her just doing her detective thing. She's just fun to watch, be a detective, but not be a Law and Order detective, but just be a person that's really observant and able to kind of get inside of people's heads and kind of mess with their equilibrium, I guess you could say. And so overall, this is a great show, I think. I really am glad that I took the time to watch it. Had so much fun with it week to week. And I think it's rewatchable, eminently rewatchable. So just all around good stuff. Apple TV Plus, this is a great move. Please greenlight season 2. I want it. I want it bad. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on the after party. What did you guys think about it? Did you get a chance to watch it? If you haven't, what are you doing? Get out there and watch it, and come back. Let me know what you think. Just get down to the comment section and let me know what you're thinking. Of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. Love to hear from you. All right, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining me on this review. Come back soon. We have plenty more reviews, plenty more podcasts, all that stuff. Until then, I have been Modi Pupe, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.